Chick Hernandez, sports anchor for WUSA 9. He's in Baton Rouge for Jayden Daniels Pro Day. And Chick, we know that you guys are like traversing the entire United States, crisscrossing the country. Like you were out in L.A. for Caleb Williams Pro Day.
Yeah.
You're in Baton Rouge now for Jayden's. We know one of your colleagues will be in Chapel Hill tomorrow for Drake May's Pro Day. So you guys are going to have this on lockdown for WUSA 9. Can you tell us more about it and when we can watch it?
Yeah, it's interesting, guys. Obviously, back in the fray, and it's kind of cool to be back in the grind. And I'm very happy that USA has supported us in doing this. And obviously, with the Commanders having the number 2 pick, like they're not going to end up with Caleb most likely, right? But you never know. So going out there and talking to a DC kid was cool, really cool actually, and got a couple other stories from some other DC kids on that USC squad. In particular, Shane Lee, who's a linebacker who's trying to make his way to the NFL. So today we'll visit with Jayden Daniels and see what he brings. We see it on tape. I want to see it in person. My boy Des Purnell will be at Carolina tomorrow for Drake May. It's just kind of cool. We figure why not see what and bring to the audience what they may be getting. Now, obviously, the Commanders could do something different. All this chatter about J.J. McCarthy and all that. It's the fun part of the year, right, fellas, where just everybody says one name and everybody starts scurrying towards that name.
Right.
Hey, Chick, have you found that the Commanders brass and then your typical sources or people that hold certain positions, that they've been as tight-lipped as advertised, or can you still work some angles and get some info?
No, it maybe sound weird, but I thoroughly enjoy the fact that they are close to the vest. Obviously, in years past, it's like the freaking it's an oil barge just leaking.
Right.
That organization. So I don't mind this. They've been very tight. You're not gleaning a whole lot. And Adam Peters and Quinn, those guys are doing the right thing, and even Josh Harris are doing the right thing. It doesn't bother me. We're going to find out. I'm of the ilk. I don't do a whole lot of speculating. It is what it is. We're going to get what we get, and we'll cover it. So they've been very tight. I'm impressed by it all, and so I'll take that route as opposed to trying to, all the subterfuge that takes place in this game. They're not doing that. They're flat out saying we don't know yet, and I believe the fact that they're doing their due diligence. I watched Peters and Quinn last week at L.A. and what they were doing and who they were talking to and how much. Literally, their eyes were focused on Caleb Williams. It was not like let me just show up. They were watching.
They were locked in.
Right.
They were locked in, and they'll be locked in today. They're going to be here today. So it's as you guys well know. I mean, this is a brand new day. It's when you walk in the facility at Ashburn. It used to be people wouldn't raise their eyes to you. They would just go, "How you doing?" and walk off.
Mm-hmm.
Now they look at you straight in the eye. How you doing? How can I help you? It's a whole different thing.
So
does it equate to wins? I don't know, but it's different.
Obviously, you don't want Peters and his staff distracted. And usually, like when you go to these pro days, you're locked in on one guy. But at LSU, you're going to have Jayden Daniels, the projected top 3 pick. You're going to have Malik Neighbors, one of his stud wideouts, who's projected to be like top 6, top 8. And Brian Thomas Jr., another top, probably first-round pick, maybe 15 to 20. Like, there's going to be a lot of talent, not just Jayden Daniels related at this pro day today.
Yeah, that's why it's not just Peters and Quinn. It's I saw it at L.A. There was at least 2 other people wearing the W on their jerseys. So the scouting department is here. They got their stopwatches out. They are, as you said, locked in. So they're doing all their due diligence. And look, I mean, Adam Peters, he hasn't done it as the head guy, but he's certainly done it as an assistant in San Fran. He knows what he's doing. And he's dealing with a scouting staff that he inherited for the most part. There's going to be a learning curve there, but I like what they're doing for sure. And they'll be in Carolina tomorrow and doing the same darn thing.
So how long do they actually meet with the players when they can talk to them?
Yeah, they get the 30 visits. I don't know if there's a time limit on that. I think it's more about how that meeting goes.
Right.
And they've come away, with, I know they met with Caleb, and I'm going to find out from Jayden today, what conversations have taken place. At least that's why I'm here, is to find out how those have gone. We all know what he can do, and we'll go from that standpoint. So, and that's that's part of this whole process, right? Is finding out the right fit, not only on the field but locker room and just the chemistry. You know, if you guys know, if you work with people and you're not particularly impressed with the human, you're not quite as productive. So you want that.
Will you get a one-on-one with Jayden then?
I highly doubt it. I've been told it's going to be a structured thing. Last week with Caleb was kind of humorous. They didn't set it up particularly well. It was like a straight line, and wherever that athlete ended up, wherever Caleb or Shane Lee ended up, you know, you were reaching out. Now, fortunately, my man, David Agadello, who's my cameraman / genius, we had a very long mic pole that was adjustable. So I was able to put that mic right in Caleb's face where everybody else was kind of stretching. And so that was huge. And Caleb saw it, and that was the funny moment of the whole thing was he came to the mic, and then as I'm asking my first question, he just stopped me and said, "Wait, don't I know you?"
Nice.
I'm like, okay, I forgot. DC kid. He's watched.
DC,
so,
very cool.
Yeah.
So
it was a cool moment.
But here's what I want to know, Chick. So I want to see, like, the big question with Jayden is less about ability and more about durability, that sort of thing, availability. Yeah. I really, I know what you're built. I want a picture. Can you get a picture? Give us some context. I want him next to you or him next, you know what I mean? I want to see what the guy, like how wide he is, how skinny he really is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, if you see me and him next to each other, you'll know who the wide guy is. So thanks very much.
And the tall guy.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, it looked like a semicolon. Great. I get it. Look, the first time I saw Emmanuel Forbes, you know, they talked about how skinny he was. The first time I saw him in person, I said, "You have to be kidding me! No one's that thin." Right. I know that Jayden's not that thin, but sure. I mean, as far as quarterback goes, he's going to be a smaller nature, but he's been pretty durable. Now, at the NFL level, it's different. You know, those bodies are 260, 270 flying at you. It's a little bit different. But that's always the question mark with a lot of quarterbacks. Maybe not so much Drake May. You know, a little bit more solid base, like Sam Howell.
Caleb looks thick. I mean, he looks like a thick kid. Thick. Yeah.
Caleb is thicker. Yeah, I will get a good sense of it when I get there and see him for sure.
Well, Chick, I hope you're ready to get into the scrum today and that your cameraman has that extra long mic because this is set to be the biggest pro day in LSU history. And we know how many pros LSU has developed over the years, over 125 media credentials approved already. So it's going to be a wild scene there in Baton Rouge.
Are these guys all going to, like, is Jayden going to run?
Well, they're going to they've given it to schedule, and it's a bunch of stuff indoors. So I don't think he'll run. I think he'll just throw. Caleb came in at the back end of the pro day last week and just threw. They did do measurements away from us. This one, the way it looks like, is going to be an indoor thing, and they're going to, we're going to be able to see everybody do their stuff. So I'm not sure exactly what Jayden's going to do, but I'm excited about it for sure. And we will do you'll see in the coming weeks, we're going to do a probably draft week special on all three of the guys that we visited with. And we talked, I've talked to their college coaches. I talked to Lincoln Riley for Caleb. We'll talk to Kelly today about Jayden and put together some stuff. Or what if, in fact, one of those guys wears the burgundy and gold? What exactly are we getting?
So after they see Daniels and after they see Drake May, are there any other pro days for the quarterbacks that I've missed? I think they've all had them, correct?
Yes, they've all had them.
Okay.
And then they'll go back into the Ashburn plant and figure out exactly, they'll have those many, many, many discussions about and obviously with all the picks they have, that's the neat thing about this entire process is we can speculate all we want, but the number of picks they have early, some team has got to come up and go, hey, look, guys, we'd love to be up there. We're going to, let's make a move. And it could be some ridiculous trade offer. And then what do you do?
Right.
What do you do then? Because there's a bunch of quarterbacks that could play in this league that are in that draft.
Wonder if there's a team that's really fallen in love. Let's just say Washington really likes Daniels.
Right.
Right. But there's a team that really loves May.
Yeah.
And they want to trade up, and they can still get Daniels wherever they select. I mean, the thing is, the team right behind Washington is New England, and they needed a quarterback. That's what kind of
quarterback badly.
Right, and there's certainly some teams that are in that 8 to 12 to 14 range that need quarterbacks, but New England is going to draft a quarterback. I see all these mock drafts where they take, Marvin Harrison Jr., but I don't see that. I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I'm with you. You've got to get the bell cow of your franchise. Simple as that. And I wish, like Hard Knocks, I wish that we could see all the possible deals that will take place, 24 hours out or, 8 hours out or 5 hours out from April 25th. And see how that all works. I know. Those are only movies about it. We don't really get a chance to see that portion of it.
What percentage chance would you put on Washington selecting J.J. McCarthy at 2?
Wow. Percentage. 15.
Really?
15%.
Really?
Yeah.
That high? I think I'd put it lower. What would you put it at?
I have no clue. Oh. I think they've been so tight-lipped. I really am clueless.
I mean, I know he's like the hot name after his pro day, and he's skyrocketing up the boards. But I still would be surprised if they took him at 2.
Right, and his old college coach is obviously extolling his virtues. So why don't you take him, Mr. Harbaugh?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe we could acquire Herbert.
Yeah, if he loved him so much, can't trade Herbert to us.
Right. That's right. Yeah.
And he ain't doing that. I know that.
No, he's not. Now, that's part of the process, right? It's all well-intentioned comments that are being made to raise a guy's profile. And he can be a really, really good pro for sure. But the nature of our business is the cycle is we've talked about these three guys ad nauseum for months, and now here comes J.J. McCarthy. And to their credit, his people and the people around him are going, "Hey guys, he had a great pro day. He's been solid as a rock. Let's push him up the board," and that's what they're doing. I think for the first time in a very, very long time, the Washington Commanders are in a position right now where they can call their own shot, and they're going to be given ample opportunity to get the player that they want with that first pick. Simple as that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yep.
All right. Well, listen, great stuff. Thank you, Chick. We really appreciate it.
Boys, appreciate the invite, and look for the stuff tonight at 6 o'clock on Channel 9, and we'll see what happens.
There you have it. Chick Hernandez, sports anchor for WUSA 9 in Baton Rouge for Jayden Daniels Pro Days. Going to see a lot of talent on display down there during their Pro Days. Going to be a lot of LSU Tigers drafted in the first round.
That
Most
is
likely
correct.
at least 3 at this point.